Good morning, Houston. Meteorologist Kim Castro. This is your 7:30 check at satellite and radar. We are under a number of flash flood warnings, river flood warnings in general, but I've removed them just so you can have a look at radar and the new incoming rain that we've had just over the last couple of hours. This is a loop of just 1 hour, so we're still seeing active storms firing up, though a lot of the moisture is pushing into Louisiana. Let's get closer to Harris County, Montgomery County right now, seeing a line of storms pushing into just north of Spring in Conroe. If we get closer to the loop in the Beltway, if you're trying to head out the door and into work, you're going to encounter some downpours. Bel Air, Hobby Airport, Galena Park, Beaumont Place to Channelview. You see that magenta color there, that bright kind of purple spot? That's not just heavy downpours, but a couple of hail signatures too. So just be mindful of that. Right now it's looking like smaller hail, but still hail, wind, heavy rain nonetheless. Jersey Village, heavy rain. A pocket of clearing around Hawthorne Place for now, but just north of Hunters Creek, you're seeing more showers that are going to push into Pinehurst. A pocket of heavy rain for you. Spring to Porter Heights, you're looking at downpours. Along 5969 Roman Forest, some light showers, but Dogwood Acres to Tascasita, heavy rain happening right now. How about the Mont Bellevue area, Moss Bluff into Anahuac? Heavy downpours. And again, Chambers County not only seeing downpours, but electrified storms. Hundreds of lightning strikes falling in the last 10 minutes. And this is a look at the hail tracks over the last 2 hours. So we've seen hail-producing storms that have crossed through Waller County into Montgomery, a northern strip of hail signature for Cypress into Spring. And then the eastern portion of Harris County into Chambers has seen the most active hail signatures over the last hour or so. So Baytown into just west of Winnie. That's where I'm seeing anything between pea-sized to marble-sized hail. So that's something to look out for this morning. In addition to the flood concern, we've got a couple of stronger storms out there too. Let's talk about the flash flood warnings that are active right now for northern Harris County, Montgomery, and spilling over into Liberty. This is until 8 o'clock this morning. This could get extended as we see more storms firing up and filling into this area again. Water levels are rising quickly. We've had a lot of rain over just the last 3 to 6 hours, not to mention the rain we've had all day yesterday and tracking over the last 36 hours, really. We'll get to those totals here in a moment, but let me show you the active flash flood warnings first. There's another warning just for Liberty County. This one also lasting until 8 o'clock this morning and north of town. So traveling along I-45 into Conroe, just shy of the Willis area, a portion of Montgomery in this too, lasting until 9:30 in the morning. Rain over the last 3 hours has been abundant and impressive in the worst way possible. Midline to Roman Forest, 4 inches of radar indicated rain. Some of these brighter spots getting closer to 5 inches. The Woodlands, you had a severe thunderstorm warning during the overnight hours, dumping down torrential downpours. I'm talking about a deluge of water for the Woodlands into Spring, 2.5 inches just in the last 3 hours. Rolling it back for the last day and a half of radar keeping rain, record keeping. The Woodlands to Spring, 9 inches of radar indicated rain. Roman Forest closer to 12 inches. Lots of pockets with 12-inch rainfall totals. Walker County just west of Huntsville. That's where I'm tracking rainfall that's anywhere between 10 to 12 inches, all flowing downstream. Oakhurst, Cold Spring, 11 to 12 inches. Again, this is feeding into the San Jacinto River, not just the East Fork that we've been warning about the last couple of days, but the West Fork too. Of course, the Trinity River, an ongoing concern, especially as the flooding flows downstream all through Liberty into Chambers County. It's going to take days for that to reach the island, Galveston. Here's a look at not just the flash flood warnings, but the active flood warnings in general. I have to remove these so I can show you radar, but this is what we're looking at right now. These are the concerns. Basically, anywhere north of I-10 and the further east that you go, the worse it gets. These river flood warnings are going to last us not just through today, not just through the weekend, into Monday morning. So this is for Harris County, East Fork of the San Jac in New Caney, but now we have concerns to the West Fork too. Trinity River flowing down Liberty into Chambers County, Mont Belvieu area. That warning also lasting through Monday. Have a look at the West Fork of the San Jacinto at Humble. Right now, above major flood stage, the crest not expected to happen until Sunday. So this flood level is going to continue to rise well above major flood stage, almost 10 feet above that. And then it continues above major flood stage through a good chunk of Tuesday. It won't be until Tuesday at 10 o'clock. It falls just below this, so in the moderate range. It'll fall to 52.2 Tuesday at 10 o'clock. That's the forecast. Of course, we're tracking additional rain. So I want to show you the outlook for the rest of the morning. I think things start to quiet down. This model is showing by 9 o'clock. I think we could see something on radar still through 10. As we head into the afternoon and evening hours, we could see additional rain. These showers becoming a little bit more isolated and focused a little bit more so along I-10 and area south, which can handle the rain. I'm not too concerned with that. What I'm concerned with is the isolated pockets that again surface for Huntsville, for Livingston, Walker, San Jacinto, Polk. These areas, including Grimes, have been really pummeled with the rain over the last few days, so I don't want to see any additional rain there. I fast forwarded through future track. I'm going to come back and show you this line pushing through our northern cities and counties. By 5 o'clock Saturday morning, it's at the Bay, but this gives you another idea that we have another round of showers and storms for tomorrow morning, and then another one that's more widespread that could have heavier rain accumulation as we head into Sunday morning. So there is a flood risk that is ongoing. Today it's at a slight level, so level 2 on the 1 to 4 scale. I would take that with a grain of salt. I mean, with all these areas that have already been heavily saturated, any additional rain, like the 4 inches we've had so far, means instant flash flooding concerns. Tomorrow, the risk is predominantly for our northern and western cities and counties, and then as we head into Sunday, the same spots that have been continuously hit are still under a flood potential. Temperature-wise, because we're cloudy, we've got rain chances coming in throughout the day. I think for the most part we stay in the 70s. If we see a peak of sunshine, we'll hit the low 80s, but that's about it. Again, plan for some isolated showers as we head throughout those later plans. Saturday, Sunday rain. And then we're looking at a ridge of high pressure to finally establish itself over us, which would mean that we suppress any more of these upward impulses of energy that dump down all the rain that we've been seeing. So I think by next week we start to dry up and also warm up too. Okay, I'm going to take you back to future track radar so I can walk you through that line of storms a little bit more slowly. And in case you're just joining us on the live stream, we're tracking 3 flash flood warnings for Harris, Montgomery, and Liberty County. I'll also walk through those with you. Those extend until 8 for Harris County, and for Montgomery County lasting until 9:30. Liberty, your flash flood warning is until 8 o'clock as well. In case you're just waking up, we have had anywhere between 3 to 5 inches of additional rain during the overnight hours. Okay, so let's walk through future track. We've got showers and storms this morning. We hopefully get a break and then see another chance for showers and storms as we head into this late afternoon and evening hours. I think these could start as early as 4 o'clock. Okay, we'll take you to Saturday. Another short wave. This is an impulse in the atmosphere that scoops up additional moisture, lifts it up, and dumps it back down by way of showers and storms. 2:30 in our far western and northern cities and counties, downtown potentially by 4 o'clock tomorrow morning. So again, another line of storms that develops during the overnight hours and then pushing towards the bay before you wake up. Most of Saturday stays clear after that. And then again, looking at the push for Sunday morning, almost around the same time frame. And we've been seeing a good chunk of the impacts of this rain coming down during the overnight hours. I'll have one more check at radar in case you're just joining us live here again and you're trying to step out the door. Limit travel today. That is my biggest advice, especially for northern Harris County, Montgomery, Walker, San Jacinto, Polk. I think if you're downtown, you work downtown, you'll be fine. But I know a lot of companies take Friday as a work from home day, so take advantage of that. Yeah, this is a live look at satellite and radar. So I hone in on the southeast side of the loop. So just north of Hobby Airport. Let's see if I could get even closer. So west of Brookhaven, pushing into Galena Park, you see those bright spots of purple. So that's really high reflectivity, which means likely not just rain, but some hail coming down, or at least small hail. So it looks like Galena Park, that may be an area that gets a little bit of hail, but otherwise Brookhaven is just heavy rain. So let's look at what the rainfall rate is. Wow. Yeah, so reflectivity like that usually signals that the radar is bouncing off of ice, which would be hail. But those deeper reds there with that radar indicated 2.5 inches, that is torrential downpours, a deluge of rain. I'm talking about rain that really obstructs your sight on the road. So be really, really careful driving, reducing your speed, being mindful of who's around you, being mindful not to speed past anybody, because even in the areas that don't have flash flood warnings right now, we have a lot of rain accumulating on the sides of the streets with the heavy ponding, high water spots. And so if you race through there, you not only risk skidding along the road, but you're also splashing the driver next to you and then blinding their line of sight too. So just be good to each other today as we continue to track these storms. Oh, a brand new flash flood warning. So let's talk about this one. Okay, brand new flash flood warning for Mont Belvieu, for Anahuac. So this includes a portion of Harris County, the southernmost portion of Liberty County, and then pushing into Chambers too. So you usually travel along the East Freeway. You're going to encounter some major problems there. Delay travel at least until 10 o'clock this morning. Flash flood warning means the level of water is rising quickly, and it can surprise you. So even if you think you're traveling through a clear path, flash flooding means it can happen in a flash. It's exactly what the words kind of symbolize. So let me take a look at how much rain that area has received in the last, how about 3 hours? You know what, I like to use this other, there we go. That kind of delineates some of the higher risk areas a little bit better. So Moss Bluff has received anywhere between, I'd say, 2 to 3 inches of rain. And so traveling along the freeway, about 1.5 inches. And again, this is just over the last 3 hours. So, and these are areas that again have been heavily saturated all throughout the overnight hours, and of course all throughout the last few days. So now four separate flash flood warnings that we're taking a look at. A special weather statement for boaters along the bay. I know a lot of people live on boats along Kemah, the Kemah Boardwalk, and so yeah, those are the areas you kind of want to vacate as these storms push through. We had several severe thunderstorm warned cells this morning, or cells that were just below that criteria with special weather statements because of the wind and the hail threat. So we'll be live streaming radar all throughout the morning. This is your 7:30, 7:45 update. I'll be back to give you another update in about 15 minutes. We'll see you then.